Yeah, we're back at the shopkeepers in. I've been out in the sticks here with the asbestos roof still present. She's been a controversial character, but I've been on record as saying that she's probably the only one that I would voluntarily hang out with, just because she's like a throwback to the old era of females in Vietnam. Um, even though she had a strong enmity with Ji Liang, the homeless mother, when we were looking for apartments, she still did a huge spring cleaning, like dusted and mopped and cleaned all over the apartment, which speaks to the sense of responsibility and good, solid schooling that the older generation had. You don't see that with this generation, and someone said in the comments that that's a worldwide phenomenon, but it's really apparent in Vietnam because the older generation was so traditional. It was almost like being in a time machine, like seeing people with the old-fashioned values. And I saw it a bit in Australia through my childhood and the present day. It's just been chalk and cheese, chalk and fromage, as they say. I don't know if she's exaggerating to get these sympathy votes, but it sounds like the vaccine did a number on her. Bác Thanh. Sao mà làm miệt mài à?
Suốt ngày phải làm. Không làm cũng không được.
Tay không làm hàm không nhai à? Thôi.
Thôi, đừng quay nữa ngại lắm.
Cũng như cái thanh ngữ Việt Nam ấy, tay không làm hàm không nhai. They have a saying in Vietnam.
Uống gì chưa?
Chưa.
Lên trên nhà bác trai ăn cơm đi.
Nhé. It means when the hand doesn't work, the mouth doesn't chew, i.e. if you don't work, you don't eat. Tay không làm hàm không nhai à?
Kiểu như thế.
Sao em khỏe hơn không hay là vẫn là suy sụp?
Nó vẫn còn kiểu nó mỏi người.
Right guys, in the shopkeeper's house, Bác Thanh, Merle Causey, our #1 fan, might give her a donation later from Merle. I don't know if that's appropriate, but I think she has done some good stuff, even though, she may have ripped us off with the big trip up to the hills a couple of years ago, I think it was, visiting the Hill Tribe school. But she's done some good stuff. I think she was the one that got the paperwork done for John's mum to get the ID card. Speaking of toxic, a lot of asbestos roofing around this area. It's probably one of the most toxic areas to have lunch in. But we'll give it a crack. As you can see, there's some asbestos roofing there, and it's cracked, as most of the roofing here is, which will release a lot of asbestos fibers into the atmosphere. So yeah, sunny with a touch of asbestos is the weather here. Damn, there's a little bird. That was insane, man. One of the smallest birds I've ever seen. One of the cool things about going out into these kind of areas is you see a lot of, I wouldn't call it wildlife, but well, I spotted a dead rat yesterday, or today, this morning, and saw a lizard or something slithering across the road just outside Bác Thanh shop. It's little things like that that you don't see in city life. Very small glimpse of animal life, but I do appreciate it, because where I'm usually staying is like just brick, mortar and glass and metal. Not anything to support the little creatures. You don't even see little birds like that. So yeah, I mean, they'll eventually wipe all this away and replace it with concrete and more utilitarian housing, less nature, but we can enjoy it for now. I think they're preparing some chicken. Fine. And there's it's a steamed chicken. Này mấy cái lá này lá bày à? Lá chanh. Lá chanh.
Dưới này gà hấp lá chanh nhá.
Nãy thấy lá là lấy từ vườn mình trồng luôn.
Vườn Singapore đấy.
So this is I think it's lemon leaves from their own little backyard or balcony. This is steamed chicken. Nhìn cũng hấp dẫn à. Steamed chicken. Cái lá này là
gà nuôi sạch, còn đây là
mục
tơi để nấu canh cho nó mát.
Yeah, they always have soups in Vietnam after eating. I think it aids digestion apparently, or it aids getting green things stuck in your mouth as well. But it's a tradition in Vietnam, so you always have to have the gun on a little tray, and then they bring it out and serve it. It's very there's a lot of decorum in Vietnamese dining. Like I know in Italy, they just, you know, it's a pizza. It's a thing on a cardboard box, and then you use your hands and feet to eat. So you know, the Vietnamese dining is more sophisticated, even though it's a very humble, you know, lunch that we're having just in Bác Thanh house. But you know, you can see the preparation. It's done with a lot of finesse. I have to say that, you know, could be a sign of the civilization. You know, I often compare it to Italian cuisine because, you know, like for me, Italian cuisine is something I would invent, just a damn meatball. Like, oh, we got some meat, let's just roll it into a ball and throw it in a plate with other stuff and eat it. Whereas Vietnamese cuisine, like, I could never imagine myself inventing this in 1,000 years. Like, how would you think up making a bánh cuốn or something, you know, like, hey, let's mince the meat, let's steam like this rice flour, let's roll it up and let's serve it with chives and dipping sauce and some herbs. And that's just one of the culinary delights. I mean, most of the videos on Vietnam are about food, so you don't need me to tell you that, you know, the food here is world renowned, but I look at it more from a cultural angle, you know, as a representation of, you know, deeper stuff. Maybe I'm just an overthinker, I think. Dave O'Brien, you're right, mate. I'm just hungry for intellectual, you know, morsels. And yeah, they got some. Oh, this is in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, the reunification palace. It's famous because it was where the X-Men scene was filmed. Also because it was the area where the tanks burst through on that fateful day and retook Saigon, or as they call it now, Ho Chi Minh City. There's always some huge debates in the comments from, you know, long-term, you know, like people that haven't let go, saying, hey mate, you shouldn't call it Ho Chi Minh City, you should call it Saigon. I mean, not many people nowadays really care about it, except for the die-hard advocates. They're always based in the US. I mean, that's a conversation that you don't really find in Vietnam. But yeah, they'll get me some hate from the San Franciscans. But yeah, I mean, there's not much light here. Apologies, guys. I'll try to find the light switch. It's a very humble abode. I thought she'd be living more lavishly, being a shopkeeper. But you know, I'll try to find the light switch. Ủa chứ món này là món gì bác Thành?
Đâu, đấy là món nem trộn.
Nem trộn.
Từ tay lợn ra ấy, từ cái
thịt lợn.
Từ thịt lợn ra, từ thịt lợn.
Từ thịt lợn. That's some pork tendons or something. And
door's got the leaves. It's raining. It's been raining a bit. I think these are parsnips, and you got the tofu. The very traditional Vietnamese drink, the Coca-Cola, and just some white bread. Not African American bread, but white bread, Caucasian bread they call it here. It's raining up a storm, and you guys like the rain? It's very peaceful, serene sounds. Good sounds to have a nap to. But it's a nice feeling. The rain, it just seems different out here because there's so much lush greenery. Soviet-style buildings in the background there. Some Asians trapped in there in a life of doom. But we won't reflect on that. We'll just enjoy our feast for today.
Tại vì cháu mới đến cho nên chả chuẩn bị cái gì, có sao thì ăn thế mà.
Quá chuẩn. Nhưng mà nhân rất quá chuẩn. Nhân có thẩm mỹ nữa.
Thẩm mỹ.
Vietnamese. So this leaf is from this tree. Từ cái cây này. That's pretty cool, man. So Merle Causey was happy to see bác Thanh again. Chính cái anh ấy, cái Merle cũng nhắc về bác Thanh á. Tại hôm trước lâu lắm chưa gặp bác Thanh, xong cháu quay gửi lên á. Cái Merle cũng nói là mừng gặp lại hình ảnh bác Thanh á. Thì lâu lắm chưa gặp. Thì cái Merle cũng gửi cho bác một số tiền á. Nói là
hay ra hàng bác tí không đi, xong rồi cháu quành một mình lên, bác chỉ chỗ cho nó nhanh. Đi ra.
Cháu gửi trước ha. Cháu gửi là bác Thanh, Merle, he sent bác Thanh, you know, he sent a donation of $210, so I changed it to 3.2 million. Thì cũng mang ơn bác Thanh á, để hãy cũng góp phần nào đó cho cái nhiều cái việc mà mình làm trên Hòa Bình á. Thì Merle cái người hâm mộ á, Merle Causey cũng gửi cho bác Thanh á.
Thế cảm ơn Miu đã tài trợ cho bác Thanh nhá. Bác Thanh mặt
bác cởi khẩu trang nói luôn.
Thì là cho xin cảm ơn, và kiểu tấm lòng ấy, thì hôm nay nhận được số tiền mà cháu Choi đã trao cho bác, thì bác cũng xin cảm ơn nhà tài trợ. Và gặp nhiều may mắn. Bây giờ thì bác xin nhận.
Ok. Thì mốt có gì dịp sau thì gặp lại. Chứ Merle nhiều người cũng vẫn là nhớ tới bác Thanh mà. Để Merle bình luận á. Merle bình luận ngay. Merle left a comment saying it's good to see bác Thanh again.
Thế bao giờ mà có điều kiện các nhà tài trợ mà giúp những người khó khăn với học sinh nghèo ấy, thì bác vẫn sẵn sàng để giúp cho mọi người được tốt đẹp hơn ạ. Cảm ơn các nhà tài trợ. Phía tại đây nhá.
Ok, thì cháu tự lên nhé. Chào bác nha.
Mà chưa về thì vẫn đến chơi nhá.
Ok. Chào bác nha. Alright, so we'll walk up here to meet Buck. Just rain, had a bit of a deluge. Damn. And yeah, it's a Soviet Union style apartment complex here. Yeah. Right, let's see where Buck is. There's that rocky formation. Some kids on bikes. And không, anh chỉ là quay chơi. They asked me if I was a YouTuber. Alright, some kids. Không, chào chú quay chơi à. Alright, I think these guys, yeah, people know about YouTubing now. world's changed, man. The world's changing. But yeah, we're here to meet fuck.